Hey guys, it's Ange here. Thanks for joining me today for our core foundation class. There's no equipment needed for this class, so you can do this at any time, anywhere. Just a reminder though, you do need to be cleared by your GP before you begin this class or any exercise postpartum. Also, a reminder that this class is all about restoring and strengthening your core. So all the activities or exercises that we do are quite safe, and there's no need to worry about anything that's going to harm you in any way postpartum. But really important that we do listen to our body, so make sure that you only do what's right for you. If something doesn't feel right, make sure that you do pull yourself out of that pose. So really important to listen to your body. So as you know, most of the time when I start my classes, I do start with some breathing. So we will start with some belly breathing. That just helps to reconnect the mind back to the body, and it allows us to use our breath a lot more efficiently during these exercises. So we will start sitting in a nice comfortable position, whatever that may be for you, if it's legs crossed or legs out in front of you. And we're going to start with just placing your hands on your abdomen. And then nice and gently just close your eyes. And I want you to start to bring awareness back to the breath. Just start to pay attention to what your breath is doing. Each inhalation and each exhalation. Without changing your breath at all. Just start to pay attention. Just notice if your inhalation may be longer than your exhalation, or maybe your exhalation's longer than your inhalation. We're bringing awareness back to the breath and back to this present moment. Now I want you to start to take control of that breath. So as you inhale, I want you to take a nice deep inhale through the nose and allow that air to expand through your belly. So feel your belly rise and expand. And as you exhale, nice and gently contract that core, bring your navel to the spine and bring in your belly back in. Inhale, expand through the belly. Exhale, nice and gently contracting the core. Bring your navel to the spine, belly comes back in. Keep going with your own breath. Nice deep inhales. And nice gentle flowing exhales. Last one, inhale through the belly. Exhale, nice and gently contracting that core, bringing navel to the spine. We're going to continue with belly breathing, but we're going to move into transverse abdominal breathing. So we're going to inhale again through the belly. Feel your belly rise and expand. As you exhale, nice and gently contract that core and then gently fuse those abdominal muscles back together. Inhale, expand. Exhale, nice and gently contracting and fusing those abdominal muscles back together. Last one, inhale. Exhale, infuse those abdominal muscles back together. And nice and gently release your arms, open your eyes. And we're just going to gently move the body now down onto the mat. And we're going to bring your knees to your chest. And just rock side by side just to release any tension in the spine. We're going to bring now your heels to the ground. We're going to keep your hips on the ground, but we're going to have that nice round curve in your spine, bringing your hands down either onto the ground or onto your abdomen. We're going to start with pelvic tilt. So when we start here, we're going to feel the nice roundness of our spine as we inhale. And as we exhale, we're gently rolling the hips down, activating that deep core, bringing navel to the spine, and back comes flat onto the mat. Inhale, release. Feel that roundness of the spine. Exhale, roll those hips down, contract the core, bringing navel to the spine. So this is the best way to start to activate those transverse abdominal muscles. So these are the muscles that we want to start to work on postpartum to try and strengthen that core back up. And pelvic tilts allow us to activate those TA muscles. So it's a very gentle exercise, but it's a great way to start to know how to switch on those transverse abdominal muscles. And we'll use these pelvic tilts throughout the whole class, making sure that you're using your breath, flowing through each inhale and each exhale. So keep going. This is base level. For those that are a bit more, a little bit further postpartum, you can come into bringing your legs up into tabletop. You will find this is a lot harder. You may need to bring your hands down onto the mat as your foundation. But you can continue with those pelvic tilts. Inhale, roundness of the spine, and exhale, contracting that deep core, bringing the navel to the spine and bringing your back flat. So wherever you may be, if you're base level, stay to base level. Those that are at this intermediate level, just make sure you're not bulging through your belly. If you start to bulge, it means that you're not ready to transition into the intermediate level, so you have to revert back to the base level. So let's just do 2 more of these. Last one. And release, hug your knees into the chest and just rocking side by side. Have a few breaths here. Okay, bringing feet back down to the mat. We're going to start with inhaling, bringing our arms behind us. Exhale, bring your hands back down. And as you do that, you automatically bring your pelvis down and you activate those TAs. So your back once again is flat onto the mat. So once you're in this position, we're just going to start with bringing one leg up into tabletop and bringing it down. One leg into tabletop and back down. And you'll notice that I'm keeping my back flat on the mat through whole movement. So I'm not shifting my spine off the mat. I'm activating those TAs. You'll see that my abs are still switched on. Those deep cores though is switched on. And we're moving through just a subtle movement, but it's helping to strengthen those TAs. Once again, if you want to advance into the next option, bring those legs up into tabletop. Maintain your hands as your foundation, and you can do toe taps. So it's one toe down and then the other. Once again, if you are doing this advanced option, check that you're not bulging through the core and that you're maintaining that back flat onto the mat. Breathing through. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And release. Hug your knees into the chest. Have 2 breaths here. Once again, bringing those feet flat onto the mat. We will inhale again, arms behind us. Exhale, bring our hands back down, roll those hips down, activate those TAs, back is flat onto the mat. We're going to start with keeping and maintaining that back on the flat with heel slides. So we're sliding our heel down and bring it back to center using your breath. And bring back to center. Use your hands as your foundation to try and maintain that back flat on the mat, keeping that core switched on. Once again, if you want to move into that advanced option, bring those legs up into tabletop. And you're doing the same, you're bringing your heel almost to touch and back up. Heel almost to touch and back up. This is actually, it is quite hard, this one. So if you do find that your back starts to slip off the mat, you may need to revert back to base level. Using your breath still through each movement. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And release. Hug your knees into the chest. Have 2 breaths here. Okay, let's bring those feet back down onto the mat. Now this time I want you to widen your stance. So from here, just walk your feet out a little bit wider. We will start again with our inhale, bringing our arms behind us. Exhale, bringing hands back down. Once again, rolling those hips down, activating those TAs. Keeping your hands as your foundation on the mat. We're going to now extend one leg up into the air. And we're just going to start with small little circles. So maintain that back flat onto the mat. Keep those TAs activated. Pointing that toe up nice and long through the leg. Small little circles. Let's change direction. And other side. So you can continue with small circles, or for more of an advanced option, we're going to change directions and make those circles bigger. So listen to your body, do what feels right. Stay at base level if that's where you're at. There's nothing wrong with that. We have to make sure that postpartum, we're progressing slowly. We're not rushing to try and get to the next stage, and just doing what feels right for our body. Let's change direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, hugging knees into the chest, rocking side by side, 2 breaths here. Once again, bringing feet flat onto the mat, widen that stance. Inhale, bring your arms behind you. Exhale, hands come down, activate those TAs, back flat onto the mat. Let's extend the other leg. Small little circles, keeping that back flat onto that mat. Pointing the toe nice and long. And change directions. And then change directions again. Nice big circles for those who want a bit more of a challenge. And then change directions again. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, hug your knees into the chest, rocking side by side, 2 breaths. Okay, bringing legs again, feet flat on the mat. We're going to inhale, bring our arms behind us. Exhale, hands come down, back comes flat on the mat. This time we're using our hands and feet as our foundation, and we're going to push our hips up into bridge pose. Important with bridge pose, we are looking straight up. We're not looking side by side, so we're not putting pressure on the neck. Let's hold it for here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping your core activated, nice and gently and slowly we're rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. until your hips come down last. Once again, inhale, arms come behind us. Exhale, hands come back down. Activate those TAs. Back comes flat onto the mat. With those activated, we're going to use our hands and feet as our foundation and push our hips up into bridge pose. Let's hold it here, keeping your head straight for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping that core activated, nice and gently we're rolling down, vertebrae by vertebrae, till your hips come down last. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's hold. Inhale here. Exhale. Slowly coming down until your hips come down last. Okay, nice and gently, we're going to bring our feet now into Cobblers Pose. This is our restorative pose. So just with the few exercises that we have done, it's nice to now end with, once again, just a little bit of breathing, a little bit of relaxation. Slowly bringing your attention back to the breath. Taking a few deep breaths here. Feeling the rise and fall of your belly. Moving your hands to your rib cage. Have a few breaths here. Feeling the rise and fall of your rib cage. And then nice and gently, when you're ready, just roll onto your left side. You're going to push yourself back up into seated position. Bring your hands into prayer position and give yourself gratitude for being able to do this class and to be able to move freely. Thanks, guys.